At this point, every audio software has a stem separation feature. These are just to name a few. So when the sponsor of this video reached out, I was like, okay, how is this going to be different from those ones? Well, not only was it different, but it was actually better in every aspect. And this video is just me having fun with it and testing it out and sharing my experience with you. So I'm going to move over to that desk over there and show you just how crazy this thing is. So this is LALAL or LALAL.AI. And what it is basically an AI that allows you to handpick the stems that you want from a track. And how it works is you go to LALAL.AI on your desktop, or you can get the app, which LALAL didn't mention to me. But this app has the cleanest user interface I've ever seen, and I'm not even exaggerating. But anyway, once you get here, you are met with this user interface, and up here there's a time, and I'll explain what it means later. And if you scroll down, there's actually a voice changer, so you can upload your own voice and make yourself sound like 21 Savage, Bad Bunny, Drake, all those people. But the focus of this video is the stem separator. So you come here and you can choose from like 10 options of the stems that you want to separate. So there's vocal and instrumental, drums, bass, voice and noise. I believe this takes the voice from the track along with the sweeps and sound effects. And then there's the electric guitar, acoustic guitar, piano, synthesizer, strings are like violins and stuff, and wind, which is like flutes, trombones, saxophones, and instruments of that nature. So how it works is you select the type of separation that you want to do. For this, I'm going to select vocal and instrumental, and then select this track called Eduze Now. It's by me. I'm not going to use commercial music in this video because I don't want to get a copyright strike. And then it's going to upload the track for a couple of seconds to a minute, depending on your internet speed. After that, it's going to generate some previews for you, and you should get something like this. So this is the vocal up here on top, and this is the instrumental. So if I play them both at the same time by unmuting the instrumental, this is what you get. But this vocal has been separated from things, so this is what it sounds like. Which is pretty clean. And what I noticed about it is that if you give it a WAV file, it spits out a WAV file. Same thing happens with an MP3 with no loss in quality whatsoever. And then after getting the preview, then you can click on process the entire file, and it does it for you, and then it sends an email. But you can also download this directly from here. As you can see, the email is just so that it doesn't get lost, and it stays in their servers for 6 months. So you have access to it for 6 months, which is pretty cool. The previews are 100% free. It's only when you click on process the entire file does it use the time that you have here. So if you're processing a 4-minute track, it's gonna use up 4 minutes of this time. And the pricing for the time is $18 for the light package, and what you get is 90 minutes and you can use it as you want. And then there's the plus package, which is $25 and you get 300 minutes. And then there's the pro, which gives you 500 minutes for $35. But you do get 10 minutes for free for listening. And if you refer somebody by using your link that is up here, then you can get 5 minutes extra. So for every person that you refer, you get 5 minutes. So my link will be in the description and you can use it to get yourself 10 minutes. And if you refer a friend, then you get 5 extra minutes. Anyway, now that you know what it is and how it works, let's do some tests and comparisons. The first track is very simple. It has a guitar, a piano, vocals, and obviously the bass and drums. This is what I would consider very easy to separate because there's not a lot going on, but LALAL was still better. So the track sounds like this. There's a guitar here in the beginning. And then comes a piano. And then I chopped up the vocals here in the drop like this. So what you see here on top is the stems separated by FL Studio. And then here at the bottom is what LALAL did. And we're going to start with the vocals. They performed very similar here because, again, there's not a lot going on. So this is what the FL Studio vocals sound like. And then LALAL. See, the performance there is very similar. The difference is in everything else. And what I could pick up from this is that LALAL feels like stem separation instead of like separating certain frequencies from a track. You're going to understand exactly what I mean by that. We're going to start with the drums. So the drums of the main track sound like this. And then on LALAL, they sounded like this. But on FL, this is what they sound like. As you can hear, the kick keeps on fading in and out of the mix, and you might be wondering where it's going. So if we do the bass that's separated from the track, this is what it sounds like on FL Studio. You see what I mean? The kick keeps on bleeding into the bass because it's the same low frequency, whereas on LALAL.AI, the bass sounds like this. And this feels and sounds like the actual stem from the track. And this is a running theme for a lot of stem separators. I did a lot of tests, and basically what they do is they take certain frequencies instead of actually separating the stems. And they all do the same thing. You can't handpick what you want to remove. So it's always the drums, the bass, the instruments. It doesn't matter how many you have. It just takes them and groups them into one. And then lastly, you have the vocals. So because of this, it never feels like stems, but just frequencies that have been separated. For instance, this is what the instruments sound like on the FL Studio one. But on LALAL.AI, it actually feels like the stems have been separated. So this is what it sounds like. It's just the piano by itself with nothing else. Again, this is what I consider to be an easy track to separate, but the competition is already falling behind. And I did perform a lot more tracks, and this was consistent. So at this point, I just wanted to leave the comparisons because it was clear and just try to push LALAL.AI to its limits. And for this, I wanted to use tracks that have a lot going on. So this track has a saxophone playing along with a lot of other instruments, and this is what it sounds like. And I wanted to check if I can get something that's good enough for sampling, DJing, or just remixing. And sure enough, it did exactly that. This is what I got. But just for fun, I wanted to see if it could pick up sounds that get lost in the mix. You know, sounds that you know are there, but even your ears start to not hear them. For instance, this track has a guitar going on throughout the track. And it plays throughout the track. So this part here is where I start to not hear the guitar. I mean, I know it's there, but when I play it, it just kind of disappears, yeah. See, that part is where the guitar is not as audible as maybe here. So I was sure that it's not going to be able to handle it, but it did. So this is the part, right? And then this is the guitar by itself, extracted by LALAL.AI. Honestly, that is impressive to me. I mean, I watched a video of a guy testing it, and he said that it struggled with some tracks. And in my experience, I really tried to break it, but I couldn't. Although the sounds are not perfect, like 1-to-1 ratio, but it is the guitar and it is usable. Also, that video is from like 7 months ago, and there could have been updates since then to make it better. But that leads me to the point that I want to make, and that is, this is the worst that it's ever gonna be. It's literally only up from here, and judging by how good it is now, there's no telling what it's gonna be like 7 months from now. But yeah, the link is in the description, and thank you to LALAL.AI for sponsoring this video, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.